Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Synthetic Minecraft. This is episode 5. Today we're going to not be talking about Minecraft, at least at the start. I wanted to address some concerns. I noticed there were 2 people last episode who, well, they had similar concerns. And the first one was that I'm talking too much about the game and not about other things and myself, and I actually found that kind of strange when I first heard it because, I mean, I'm playing a game, all of my thought process is currently being devoted to that game. Naturally, what I'm going to do when I'm talking is talk about what's in front of my face, or what, you know, I don't know, I'm not going to be doing something else at the same time, and, yeah, so I found that a little bit strange. And the other concern was a little bit similar to that. It was that, okay, I am, and I know you guys have noticed this, and basically what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it off camera, cause blah blah blah, and then I'll get back to you guys, and then I'll repeat the process, and I do that, you know, I know that that's a problem already. I didn't realize it was this bad though, but I do that because I just don't have anything to talk about when I'm doing those things, and I'm gonna be thinking, and I need to be thinking about the game so that I can get some stuff done. Because if I spend all of my time talking as I'm doing this, talking about other things, and not actually focus on the game, this series is gonna get off to a really slow start. And actually, I did plan to do it more of the way I'm doing now, and then get to actually start doing it that way when the series changes. You know, I was talking about how I would change the intro, outro music, use more background music. I may have not said that part, but I was going to do that, and then I probably would change my logo to a different color, and also to, you know, have the P be a different font. I wanted to change a lot of aspects about the series, and I think that would be able to be one of them, is that I could actually just talk about other things while doing something else, and then periodically just sort of explain what's going on. And I think I should go ahead and start working on that now, at least that part. So, you know, before I said that I wanted this to be just a way of interacting with a smaller community and sort of sharing my artistic ideas with those people. And that could be about anything artistic, really, you know, music, visual arts. I love visual arts. If you guys want to share something like fonts with me, I don't even care. Anything would be cool. You know, I'm alright with that. And I consider Minecraft to be very artistic, and at the same time enjoy playing it, and I enjoy playing it as much as a lot of people still seem to enjoy watching. And I know I love watching BOO and Etho and Doc M. Those are some of my favorite guys ever. Monkey Farm, Generic B. I started watching Generic B probably before anybody else. But what was I talking about that? Crap. Yeah, so I said I wanted it to be about interacting with the community, but let me first explain something about myself. If you guys haven't noticed this already, I am very much an introvert, very much. And that does not mean I'm shy, but it means that I don't always have something to talk about until you get me going. You know, like if I consider something to be controversial, I would love to comment about that, but of course I'm not going to be having, any sort of hostile argument over the internet. I'm not going to stoop down to that level. But, you know, I guess I'm not really outgoing, but at the same time, I'm certainly not afraid of people. I'm not intimidated by other people, often. So, yeah, those are just some examples. And I kind of find it ironic that at the same time, I am most interested in communications. I haven't graduated high school yet. If you can't tell, I'm like 11. And what I want to do when I graduate high school is do something, not necessarily communications, but something related. I find linguistics interesting. And also foreign language. I love foreign language. But I really find things like psychology fascinating, and something very particular, or something very specific about psychology, and it is that the way the language we speak influences our mindset. I find that more fascinating than probably anything else. And so I'd love to study that kind of thing, you know, for a living. I would love that. And at the same time, I wouldn't mind some like smaller. I would consider this a smaller job, but you know, being a translator, I would hate to do that as a career. I don't really know that much about doing translation as a career. But anyway, yeah, and like I said, that's kind of ironic. And I think in addition to just interacting with a smaller community, like I said, I think what I can do is also use this as a way to weekly practice my communication skills. Yeah, so that's where I want to go with this. I think just trying to talk about things will help me with the way that I communicate all the time. I mean, people like I always have something to talk about. If you get me started, I can, you know, talk for a while. And if I know you very well, honestly, I'm gonna have some things to talk about. But oftentimes people ask me how my day is, and I'll say, oh, it's good. And, you know, I wake up in the morning and I think, first thing I think, okay, somebody's going to ask me how I'm doing. I'm going to say this and that and that, and I'm going to say it just like this. And then I'll rehearse, I'll practice, I'll do all those things. And it never goes that way. People ask me how I'm doing, and I say, oh, I'm doing all right. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, all I have to do is say, or just ask them, how are you? I'm just thinking that to myself for like 30 seconds as I'm walking away from them, and then they do whatever they're doing, and they're out of sight, and so I no longer have the chance to ask them, and I feel like I was rude. Yeah, sometimes people want to ask me seriously, and I'll just respond that I'm tired, and that's about as serious as of a response as I can get, regardless of whether I actually am tired. Anyway, I hate gravel. I really do. Yeah. So, what I'm gonna do is do what I normally do, and I'm gonna have to, since today I'm gonna be building the cave spider spawner, build the entire thing this episode. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on that a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys sort of how I want it to work, and then I'm gonna build it off camera because I just cannot talk while I'm building redstone stuff. I just can't do it. Not yet. Maybe later. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna have to get back to you guys again like I always do. But we went 8 minutes without it, so sweet. That is very cool, guys. I'll see you in a minute. And we'll be doing some redstone stuff. Cool. Okay, so what we have here is basically the little tunnel in itself. So right here is where some of that water will flow through, and it's going to go on for 8 blocks. What's going to happen is this piston is going to extend down, pull this block up, and thus prevent the water from flowing into this little tunnel. And then, once the water is out, which won't take very long, these dispensers will fire lava for about 1 second, and then take the lava out, and then these pistons will receive a 1-tick pulse and push these blocks out of the way, so there's a hole for spiders to fall down. But because spiders can climb on walls and won't all fall down, we have this double piston extender, which will push down to the bottom of this floor. Now, if we had a wall that would be like right here, they could even climb on that wall and they wouldn't actually go down all the way. So that's why we have this right here, where we are right here. This is going to actually catch them, and again we'll have water in here, but we won't really need it. And this is where we're going to stand. We are standing just far enough away for this spawner to still spawn and sort of be level with it, which is why I moved that. That's why I moved this up. behind these dirt blocks is that water that we had before, except for it's higher. Anyway, so that's basically it, and I'm gonna lay that out. And like I said, I just can't talk while I'm doing that, so I'm gonna lay that out. It's gonna take me about 45 minutes anyway, so I'll be back when I do that. So cool. Alright guys, I am back, and it looks like we're getting some clipping. I apologize, I'm not going to go through the effort of fixing that. But as you see, I have most of the machine built here. I gotta get some water in there. What's gonna happen when you see this, they're gonna fall down, and they're actually going to burn if I don't put any water. But I'll show you what it does right now. Just like that, very cool. And so you can imagine how that all works. Yeah, that's basically it. I have a little, binary counter in there to sort of count when they pass over that tripwire. There's a random factor to it, you know, because it's not exactly in the center, or sorry, at the end. So what you're looking at right now is a few of my older designs. I had to redesign them, obviously. Did I mention I took the SAT? Yeah, that's. Did I say that? I must have forgotten. Anyway, yeah, I took the SAT, and so that's why I had to do this over 2 days. Anyway, yeah, so the design, you're looking at them right now, and I had to redesign them because, well, basically, it just was not efficient enough. There were problems with like spiders getting out and stuff like that, and just ways to make them more efficient overall. So, and this is what I have right now. It's quite a bit larger, and over here, as I mentioned, is that binary counter. Looks like just the way I have it set up right now, it triggers once and the thing will activate. So you can imagine, count to 8, just randomly as 8 spiders pass over it, it'll activate. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go over this way. I'm going to put that water in there. I'm going to get rid of those torches. Hopefully not die, and maybe we can see this thing working right in a few minutes. I don't know. Let's find out. So I got one bottle, not bottle, what do you call this? A bucket of water that's going to pour out. Ooh, that's going to go all over the world. I do not feel like fixing that right now. Yeah, so I took the SAT, which is, for so many obvious reasons, 100,000 times better than the ACT. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see, where all did this go? Ooh, that's gonna cause some damage. Yep, and 1 second, I gotta put some words together here. Alright guys, so we're back. All I gotta do is break some torches. I think I'll start with these. These will probably be the hardest ones to get rid of at the end. So, yep, so here we are, and I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for not talking, but this is horrifying, my goodness. Don't want to accidentally break this string right here, so I'm just gonna have to rough through it and hopefully not die. And oh my goodness! Why is it impossible to swim? Oh my goodness, that is horrifying. Let my people go. I think we're done. Surprised that none have really spawned while I was in there, except for that one. And I'm actually not poisoned leaving that room, which is a surprise. Wow. Yeah, so here we are, and all we gotta do, as you can see, is wait right here, and they'll spawn. And hopefully, if we're close enough, they'll climb up that wall. We can find out right now. I think most of them will. Some of them may or may not. They're falling down, taking damage. But that's no good. Like I said, this is not a very good design. But it's fun. You can see they will definitely get in there. So these guys aren't wanting to climb, so we can just do this. And to push. This is not working as well as I wanted it to. Alright. Speed up! Okay, so as you can see, this is definitely not the most practical or efficient, or it's really just not very good. But I think it's pretty cool, nonetheless, and actually really the biggest reason I built it was because, well, I built it. I designed it myself, and, you know, I didn't want the first thing like this that I built to be somebody else's design. I think it would be cooler for me to do something like this. And that's why what we're going to do next is build a sort of basic zombie spawner. And we will just do that whole thing next time, because really all you gotta do is have them fall down and go up a little elevator, get back to the top, if you don't want to just manually go down to the bottom. I mean, that's it, you know. But this is pretty cool, and it works for sure. I do have to be standing right here, and as you can see, I've dug out part of this little hole right here. Break already. It's got a few left. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig this out a little bit further. Later I'll just do that. You know, it's no big deal. All we're gonna do is have this be a little hole. There will be some signs right here to prevent the water from flowing out. Basically, we'll just fall through some water so that we can just have a little chute to jump down. And that's really no problem. Yep, so another thing I want to do, I think it would be really cool, because, you know, I got some leather last time. Yeah, sweet. What I want to do is do some enchanting. I've got 60 levels of experience now. That's a pretty big deal. So, or well, not really a big deal, but I guess it's cool. We can do some enchanting with it, you know, however you want to freaking speak English better than I do, whatever. Yeah, that doesn't go there. I forgot how to do this. Let's see. I'm gonna have to be right back, so I'm gonna have to, honestly, I haven't built an enchantment table in so long, I'm just gonna have to look it up and figure out how it's done again. So I'll do that, and I'll be right back again. I'm sorry. So sorry. Bam! Okay, so as it turns out, you cannot record a video and encode one at the same time. But here's something we did. Basically, I had to just go over to that little sugarcane place over there, that little beach, and harvest, not even all of them, you can see the ones that I didn't harvest over there. And then I went in there and enchanted some items, which you may or may not have just seen some of. Yeah, I got, this one was pretty crazy. Enchantment level 12, Smite 2, Knockback 1, Fire Aspect 1, very cool, Efficiency 2, Fire Protection 1, Blast Protection 1, Protection 2, and Fire Protection 1. Sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Okay, so I apologize. It looks like I will never get this right. Yep, but I said something about something other than the game, you know. Or did I say all of that as I was recording just now? Okay, I'll try to summarize. Basically, today I woke up, and it was Saturday, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it sucked because it was on a Saturday, but at the same time, I was really excited because I love the SAT, and I was glad to be taking the SAT. Anyway, so this right here is, the center of this is 10 blocks above exactly 10 blocks above the zombie spawner. So next episode, that's what we're going to do to get a more reliable experience farm. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have it to where we stand right here. The spiders, because they'll spawn from when we're standing here, the zombies, they will be pushed toward the center. They'll fall down. They'll be taken up a water elevator or mob elevator, come to about right here, and then they'll just flow forward like 2 blocks or something like that, so that way their loot doesn't get pushed back down. Yeah, so we didn't find another spawner this episode. I suppose I could keep looking and put one in there, but you'll probably know just by the time that's left in the video whether I did that or not. So, yeah, I will definitely have to see you guys next time. My apologies for the suck, but you know, that happens. Did I mention or did I lose that? What I'm going to do right here, I think this is where I'm going to have that. I'm just going to dig down and find out whether I died. This is going to be where we fall down to. Whoops. I don't know how deep down it is. Is that how deep down it is? That's not even in the same place. Well, I'll figure that out off camera. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.